Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution episode where we at 384. It's Monday. I hate when I shave. I have to shave because I hate when I have too much facial hair. But then I hate like the first week where I'm all freshly shaven, shows off my extra chin down here. I don't like it. What's up? Welcome to a new week. This is my last week at my day job. Thursday is my last day in the office. It's kind of surreal. Um, was thinking about it this morning. It's like, wow, next Monday, I won't be going into the office. It's very surreal. What's up, Zach? Good morning, Andrew. By the way, Andrew, uh, this morning I tested for the first time. I was working off like this long file exchange spreadsheet that I've just been kind of 20 minutes at a time here and there. So I wanted to start a new week fresh. So I uploaded 400 cards to the eBay store last night. So this morning, got up, started fresh on a new file exchange. I reverse engineered my file exchange based on your tip as far as copying and pasting the entire page, and it works awesome. It saves me so much time, and I know so because I spent so much time last night copying and pasting one at a time. And last night I was like, it was driving me nuts because basically my entries were backwards because I was I was not synchronized with my uploading images along with my entering the data into the spreadsheet. So last night I wanted to do kind of a small sample to test out the paste on the links through Image Shack. And so what I did was last night after dinner on the couch, I took the photos and probably 60 or 70 more finishing off what I was going to do in last night's dump. Um, so about 60 or 70 football rookies, took the photos and then just uploaded all to Image Shack. So then this morning I could go in and basically reverse engineer. So start with a fresh slate in Excel and then go to Image Shack and see, okay, here's my 1 through 40 or 1 through 30, whatever it shows on one page. And then just make sure it's in order. My cards are in order from how I took the photos in the box. So then, okay, this is the order I go. Boom, boom, boom. It's much quicker. Copy, paste, select all. Boom. Save me so much time. Thank you so much for that tip. That is going to be a huge time saver. What is up, Dan? Good evening to you. Zach saw the massive dump. Good Monday morning. Thanks, Diego. What's up? Jenny, good morning. Anyone else not liking the late sunrises? Ooh, I'm actually torn on that. So I I highly dislike the early sunsets, but the late sunrise I kind of like a late sunrise because I like waking up in the dark. Weird. I know. Really weird. But for some reason, it's all psychological. For some reason, waking up in the dark makes me feel that I'm more productive in the morning. Okay. So I'm a morning person. And if I wake up and the sun's already up, I feel like I've wasted part of the day already. But if I wake up before sunrises and it's dark out, I feel like I'm accomplishing so much. And it's completely in my head. And I know that sounds silly, but I like late sunrises, but I highly dislike early sunsets. So it's kind of goes both ways. In the summer, we've got a late sunset, which I love, but I feel like I'm not accomplishing anything in the morning because the sun rises so early. So yeah. So it is Monday, last week at the job. I'm excited about that. Um, some sad news. I learned over the weekend that a former broadcast partner of mine passed away. I was really bummed to see that he was young. He was I think he was 70, which is pretty, that's young. Um, so he was a basketball coach for, several years. He was kind of like in the middle when we worked together. He was in the middle of his kind of in the middle of his coaching career. What's up, Herman? Good morning. Um, so his name was Gary Harlacher, and he was from Geneseo. He was the high school girls basketball coach at Geneseo in the 80s and into the 90s. I worked at we had my very first radio job. He was my very first color commentator on the radio. And we did the Geneseo games. Would have been the 2001 2002 basketball season, I think. So I shared on my personal Twitter, which I don't tweet very often on my personal Twitter because everything's on my 1 million Cubs Twitter. But on my personal Twitter, I tweeted out a memory, kind of, celebrating the life. And unfortunately, I only got to know Gary briefly. We worked together for just one season. And then I went on to Macomb. We kind of lost touch. We, Facebook later on, a decade later, reconnected on Facebook and, chat here and there. But, we kind of lost touch. And it got me thinking. It's what's up, Brad? Good morning. It got me thinking about life and how people come into our lives and we're so close for a brief period of time. And then, when we lose those people, it's like, I wish I would have connected with them more. And so that's kind of got me thinking about Coach Harlacher. And even though we only worked together on the broadcast for one season, we had some fun memories. So I want to share this because it's a fun memory for me. I was young. How old was I? I was 20, 19, probably 19. I was 19 in my first radio gig. I was play-by-play for Geneseo. Coach Harlacher was my my color commentator. We're doing a game at Rock Island High School, Rocky, and there's a kind of like, to go back to Geneseo. You go down, I think it's 24th Avenue. I can't remember. Go down 24. Jeremy, actually, if Jeremy's watching, I think Jeremy is due to Black Hawk Road, and it comes to a T, and it's kind of a major intersection, and runs, I think, along the river. I think it's the Rock River. Or is it the Rock? The Rock. Yeah, the Rock. Yeah, the Rock. So we're coming down. Fortunately, it was late at night. So it's probably 10 p.m., which is late for me. So it's like, not when I was 20 though. So we're coming down 24th Avenue, and we're like, because we would talk about basketball, and I learned so much because I was 19. I didn't play too much organized basketball growing up. I played a lot of like street like in the driveway basketball and the playground and all that. But I played briefly in junior high, played 1 or 2 seasons in high school, like my freshman and sophomore year. So I didn't play too much organized ball. So I didn't really know like the ins and the outs of the game. So I was really learning from coach during the broadcasts, and then, kind of dissecting the game. He was a coach. So he was, doing his post-game analysis in the car on the drive home. So we're in this conversation right after the game. We're cruising down 24th Avenue, and we come to the T intersection. It's a red light. I'm turning left to go back to Geneseo. We're in this in-depth discussion, and I stop at the red light. There's no cars coming, and I proceed. I didn't think anything. And Gary was just kind of a very dry sense of humor, very dry just in general. And he just kind of stops mid conversation. I left-hand turn on a red light, and he's like talking and sees me do this, and he just breaks right in the middle of whatever he was talking about, breaking down the game. He just goes, do you always turn left on a red light? And I'm like, oh crap, because I was so like listening intently, and he just like didn't even break stride, just going from talking about the game to, do you always stop? Do you always turn left on a red light? And then boom, back onto the basketball talk. So uh, rest in peace, Harlacker. I wish I, would have reached out more throughout the years, because yeah, that was 20 years ago when we worked together. So that was sad news to hear over the weekend. Andrew says, speaking of scanners, I have the Epson V600. So I have tested the speed of scanning versus taking photos on the phone. I find the scanned photos upload faster than to ImageShack. That's interesting because yeah, the iPhone photos, it does take, it takes a few seconds. It does seem like longer than it probably should uploading to ImageShack from an iPhone. No, I will ask, is the Epson V600, is that a feed or is that a flatbed? I hate flatbed scanners. I will take iPhone photos over a flatbed scanner. And Brad, let's see. Andrew says, when is the next Rockford show? I don't know. I was actually texting with one of the promoters last night. I wanted to get some information on a vendor that was set up next to me because he has some amazing knowledge about grading and like looking. And I found like just watching him like explain some things was just fascinating. So I wanted to reach out to him. The next Rockford show, I'm guessing Dan says that Epson is a flatbed. Okay. So the next Rockford show, they typically run like the same weekend. So I'm guessing, and I don't know. Actually, let me check. I'm going to go to their website. The website for that show is northernillinoiscardshow.com. Does it have a calendar? The next show is November 13th. So, and I don't know if, is Zach in here? I think Zach's in here. I said hi. Yeah, Zach's in here. So Zach and I were texting yesterday. Oak Creek, November 6th? Is that right? So the next Rockford show is November 13th. The next Madison card show is Saturday, October 23rd. We're 2 weeks away. Getting excited about that. I am with the venue this Friday. We're going to go over a layout just so I'm not like going in on Friday afternoon and moving tables around and then again on Saturday morning because I didn't think something through. So I think I've got it down because we are expanding. And when we had like tables, it was kind of easy just to move things around. But now that we're at 50, we're getting that room filled up and it's a little more difficult and more time consuming to get those tables moved around. So I think I found a way to not only utilize the space better, but a good layout for not only attendees, but also for the vendors as well. So November 6th is Oak Creek, November 13th is Rockford, and November 27th is Madison for November. Might need to make it up there. How many tables did you start with? Our very first show in April was, I think, 19 tables. And that was actually 15. That was actually minus myself and my co-promoter Johnny. We each had 2 tables at that first show. So we only had 15 tables at our first show in April, and now we're up to 50 minus my table. So I think it was like 48 at our September show, and I think we'll probably be. I'm getting more and more new vendors, and I know like some vendors, and this is I like bringing in new vendors because some of my regulars like, oh, we can't make this month, but I'll be back next month, and I had a new vendor last month that has a daughter that's involved in a lot of sports. So he's like, I can't make October, but I think I can make November. So, and then I've got, a new vendor to replace. So it's great. It's great to have that. And one of these months, it's all going to come together and I'm going to be frantically working with probably more vendors than tables available. So that's a good problem to have. Then in April, trying to make the room look filled with 19 tables in a 5,300 square foot room. So yeah, it's grown and it's been a lot of fun. No mail today, Columbus. Oh, I didn't realize that. Thanks for that tip. I forgot today is Columbus Day. No mail. Trip to the post office. meeting with the venue this week, and we're also going to discuss this week. I've got to work on 2022 schedule, which is going to be difficult because planning that far in advance. But I also want to secure dates, just so I have the dates, because it is a popular hotel and it's a popular ballroom. There's weddings and all kinds of events there. So I just want to make sure I can secure my dates. But it's going to be difficult to look at, especially the first quarter, because we didn't do one the first quarter, but the rest of the year, I kind of know what I'm up against with the larger events that are in Madison, especially during like the summer months, and then during college football season. But the first quarter, we didn't have that to go up against. So it's kind of all new. It's like, well, I guess I'm not on Sunday, so Super Bowl Sunday is not really necessary. But then you've got March Madness, which is going to be kind of difficult in the month of March. But I think I want to say, it seems like this third Saturday is a good one that doesn't conflict with other area shows. And fortunately, at least this year, it didn't conflict with major events within the city of Madison. So hopefully we get lucky with that again for 2022. So that's that meeting is on Friday. A couple other things in the works that I'm excited about. Possibly a joint venture with a product in the hobby, which I learned about, and it's not really in my niche, but I think I can promote it well. And so looking forward to a possible relationship there. And some other things coming about. It's going to be a fun week. My last week in the office. I'm excited about that. In the description, more hobby content is coming. I'm working on a card show review blog to review Saturday's show in Rockford. So look out for that probably later tonight. And then there's a lot of, I've got ideas written down because I want to produce at least one new article to the blog on a daily basis. And part of that, I think what'll really kind of help push me to do that is getting the website redesigned. And I have somebody working on that because I just don't like the way it's laid out, because you can see the most 5 articles, but it's just, you have to scroll down, and it's like if it's an older article, you've got to go to the search bar at the bar at the top, and I just don't like the layout. So I think once the redesign fits more of what I'm looking for, it'll get me more excited to produce some content. So and speaking of, I've got some videos that I plan on in the works. The 91 Upper Deck football, I'm gonna rip a box here on my YouTube channel, possibly this week, I'm not sure. And then also this week I'll probably save that 91 Upper Deck football for maybe next week. But this week I do want to tackle the basically the penny box that I bought from the show this weekend. I shared some of the dollar box finds that I bought for 10 cents a card, but then I bought a 5-row box that broke down to a penny per card. There were a couple Randy Arozarena rookies for a penny. So do a video and just kind of, it's going to be kind of a long form, like Hobby Evolution, probably longer form. It's more than go through this box. So it's going to be a longer form, just sorting cards. So look out for that this week. So this week's going to be tricky because I'm still in the office during the day. My wife's big milestone birthday is coming up on Wednesday. Guess what she wants for her birthday? She wants a pot, like not like the good pot. She wants like a kitchen pot. She wants, it's called, I can't remember what it's called, but we have this like skillet type thing. And she absolutely, I think I got that for her birthday last year, maybe. And it's just, she loves it. And she's like, they have a pot now. So I think I'm going to have to get flowers just as, okay. I feel bad for giving you a kitchen pot for your birthday. But But I guess, hey, when you turn 40, oops, did I say that out loud? When you turn 40, I guess that's what you want. You want kitchen supplies. So I'll get some flowers just to smooth over the here's a pot. Make me some pasta. So my wife's birthday is on Wednesday. Thursday's my last day in the office, and then Friday it's cool. I start Friday with some appointments, so I'm actually with doing this full time, and working from home was difficult. Fortunately, I know I can do it because I did it for 15, 16 months during COVID. But yes, it could be annoying, and it's like you need to break away and find people and interact with people. I talked to my dog a lot when I worked from home previously. So I think that's going to be a hurdle. And my good buddy Scott, he went into business for himself a few years ago as a financial advisor, and he said he's like, yeah, it can be, even though you have your wife and your dog, it still gets lonely because you're not dealing with people. So that's going to be a hurdle in a struggle. So I like the timing that I'm starting here in mid-October as it gets cooler. There's not as much distractions, as far as vacations, travel, going to games, visiting with friends, and all that stuff. So it's winter, so I can really get humming along and the inventory listed on eBay. Brad says yes, but it can be a distraction if you do not watch it. Oh yeah, for sure. So that's what's going on this week. I don't think I have anything else. It is October 11th. Oh, I think Heritage Miners is coming out in a couple weeks. So I ordered 2 cases of that. So I really want to get a lot of my existing cards listed as much as I can, because then I'm going to be breaking Heritage Miners at the end of the month. Let's see, Heritage. Actually, I'm going to go out to Blowout because that's Blowout. I will say this. If you're interested in release dates for new products, what I found, because if you Google, and I used to just Google release calendar for new releases, and usually Beckett's pretty up to date. But it seems like there can always be discrepancies. So instead of Googling it or going to Beckett, I go to Blowout Cards, and they always seem to keep it updated. Like as soon as there's a product that's been delayed, they will update. So, looks like they raised the price again, $700 for a case. I think I locked mine in at $670 maybe. So when I ordered my 2 cases, they sold out. And then they must have sold out for a week or whatever, because now they've got 3 left on their website, and now they've raised the 100. So October 27th is for Topps Heritage Miners. So about 2 weeks away from that. I'm looking forward to it. I've opened a case of Heritage Miners every year but one since 2015. And I even opened a case of 2011 Heritage Miners, but I did that in like 2017. So 2015, that was my very first case that I purchased and ripped. In 2015, I opened a case in 16. I opened 3 cases in 2017. And then I opened a case maybe 2 in 18, 1 in 19, and I did not open any cases last year. I only opened 1 box in 2020 of Heritage Miners because I still didn't feel like the price point was there, and they never went on sale, which they have like every year prior. So 2020, I just bought 1 box, and I bought it from a local card shop, and I paid like $65, which is more than I would have liked. But now that's about the price. Like I think with my case, it came down to like $57 a box or something, or maybe less than that, maybe 53 a box. I can't remember. But looking forward to Heritage Miners. Here's the thing with Heritage Miners: if you do rip it, The hits are a lot of fun. Also, by the way, there's 2 autographs per box this year. In the past, it's been 1 auto and 1 relic. So there's 2 autos, which more bang for your buck there. But also, you have to keep in mind that if you pull like the top prospect auto, it's not like a Bowman auto where it's if you pull an of 99 Bowman Chrome first auto and it sells for $300. You're not going to get that out of an of 99 Heritage Miners top prospect auto. It's probably going to be 50 to 100. I pulled in Acuna, so this would have been 2017. I pulled in Acuna auto of some Heritage Miners, numbered to 25, and I think it sold it for $125. Now that was in 2017. Things were a lot different in 2017. I don't know if there's going to be an Acuna, and actually, really, Acuna wasn't like the top prospect in that product. He was up there, but he wasn't. So by that release, because it's in the fall, by that release, he was starting to really climb in 2017. When Bowman came out in 2017, Acuna was kind of an afterthought. Kevin Maitan was the Braves prospect that everybody wanted. At release in 2017, I sold my Kevin Maitan Chrome Auto for like 100 and some bucks. And now you can get them for like 10. Actually, I think I have one over here. I haven't listed it yet, but I bought one for $10 at the National because it's like he's still young. He's only like 21. So he got into the Braves got into trouble. I think they tampered with him or signed him early. So they lost him. He went back into free agency. The Braves were penalized, and then the Angels signed him. So Kevin Maitan is with the Angels, and there's still somewhat of a draw. Like I'll pull his first Chrome out of a quarter box, and I can sell it for a few bucks. So there still is some demand for Kevin Maitan, but kind of went off on a tangent there. But just realize if you do open Heritage Miners and you pull a big name auto and you look at the comps and it doesn't sell for what you want, that's kind of the thing. And that's why the box prices are $50, $60. And that's why Bowman boxes are 250 to 300. The contents inside, there's a correlation there between the prices. So just do remember that if you choose Heritage Miners, which releases in 2 weeks, that the big hits are not like a Bowman. So remember that. That's what I had for today. Thanks for tuning in. Brad, are you going live today? It's Monday. Is Brad going live this morning? By the way, also tonight, check out Herman and Kin. They'll be going live at 7 p.m. Central. And that's on 3B Collections channel. And I think, did I hear on Hobby Hotline this weekend, Brad and Dr. James Beckett will be chatting. Texas Card Dude will be, so check out Brad. He's going live this morning on his channel, Texas Card Dude. So check that out. Have a wonderful Monday, and I'll probably go live again tomorrow morning. So I'll talk to you then.